So, Dr. Tulsi, in your work, in your experience working with family businesses, and I know you teach a lot of them when they come to SPJIMR, how have you seen the transition happening and organizations managing this generational dynamics or difference? I don't want to use the word difference. I mean, it is, but the dynamics maybe. How have you seen, in your opinion?
So, good evening, and thank you, Dr. Arora, for inviting me. It's at short notice, but it's really lovely to see so many of you who are building the nation as we see it, right? But as far as the intergenerational dynamics are concerned, there is a recent study that we have done, which is 357 family firms all across India. We come out with a half-yearly State of the Family Business Report at SPJIMR's CFBE. We had done one in January, and we've done one now, which should be coming out in the next 10 days. It should be in the press, where we are talking about all kinds of issues which pertain to business and which pertain to family. And what is really surprising is that while business seems to be very resilient, even in the post-COVID era, when we did it in December, January, we found the same kind of a result, which was a 6-monthly kind of a report, and we've done that again. Businesses are extremely gung-ho about the business part, whereas it is the succession where there is an issue. There is a certain kind of temporal ambiguity, okay, which basically means that when we are asking the senior gen, what is the time frame which you're looking at in terms of letting go, they're not very clear about whether they will even let go, right? And whether it is going to be within 5 years, whether it's going to be within 10 years, there is a certain temporal ambiguity about letting go, and that is where the problem is going to come in the family businesses. So the question that you asked me, in fact, the theme of today is very interesting, which is getting the workforce ready for the workforce, or whatever that you called it, right? I will tell you, in my experience, there are two parts to it. One is the workforce which you're looking at as the family businesses. And the biggest problem with this workforce, the family workforce, is how do they get in the workforce that they desire, right? That is a big challenge. Because if you're looking at the next gen, you spoke about the Gen Z, you are obviously a representative of the next gen. And I'm sure that this is the generation which is looking at digital, which is looking at AI, which is looking at ChatGPT. And I was doing a session with the senior gen just a couple of days back, and we had one gentleman looking very worried and saying, my son wants to transform everything. He wants to bring in technology. What am I supposed to do with the labor force that we have, right? So that is a big challenge when you're looking at the workforce, which is the family business next gen, and they want to build a business of the sort they want to build. That is a huge challenge. So these intergenerational dynamics are going to be critical. We are talking about ownership succession, I assume here, but the bigger challenge is management succession. And you would have lost it if you are not going to give the next gen. So I'll on a lighter note, since it's the evening, I'll just tell you one small joke. So this is Ajit saying to Robert, इस बच्चे को फैमिली बिजनेस में डाल दो, फैमिली इसको जीने नहीं देगा और बिजनेस इसको मरने नहीं देगा, right? Or you could look at it any which way. I mean, you could say business isko jeene nahi dega, family isko marne nahi dega. But many a times, if you're running a good business, it's family isko jeene nahi dega, business isko marne nahi dega, right? So I think those intergenerational dynamics, and I would love to listen from the other panelists. But what we have found is it's very, very difficult to let go. And this is a national survey which we have done with Hansa, right? Hansa is our partner. And so we have found this, and both times in a row we have found succession is a big problem, digitalization is another big problem, right?
Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Tulsi. Thank you so much.